Brother Mark, co-founder of Mastery Group, Big Rick Calabrese, Mastery Group General Manager. Boys, we just finished a huge session last week, UPW, with Tony Robbins. Did it through, who did we do it through?
Success Resources.
Through
Infinity Group.
Michael Lane and Infinity Group with Graham Holmes. Amazing event. Wanted to have a chat to you guys. We've just finished yesterday our day 10 of our clean eating challenge. And we all stuck to it 100%, which was amazing. But I wanted to share with everyone our experience through the weekend and how it unfolded with 4 full-on days starting at 10 in the morning and finishing at 10, 11 most nights, and it was just jam-packed with information and full immersion. Take me through, what did you guys get out of it, Marco?
So I guess one of the biggest takeouts that I found through the whole process was it's not about any one particular thing that you do as part of your processes to keep you in peak state. It's about a whole gamut of things that you integrate, and it's about doing them on a daily basis. It's the work that you do every single day.
Yeah.
And what I found amazing about UPW was that full immersion process that you get through that to really link back to all those things that we all know as people. We just sometimes forget or oversee them or get busy and wrapped up within our own lives.
A lot of stuff, new stuff, because this for you guys it was the first time too, yeah?
Yeah.
And a lot of new stuff that you've learned, or is it stuff that you already knew and is it just implementing it?
I think one of the most powerful things that I went through on the weekend was the did they call it that process that they had on the Saturday night?
The transformation.
Yeah, what was it called? The
limiting beliefs and
there was a name for it, whatever the name for it was. Anyway, I think that was bloody amazing to go through, because you get into this state where you're removing all your limiting beliefs, and just to be standing there going through all your emotions and putting so much pain associated to those past beliefs and just sobbing my eyes out and crying and then and that amazing elating feeling when you realise, why am I hanging on to all this shit? It's nothing in my life, just let it go. And then it's just this
bullshit,
beautiful, joyful moment. That was bloody amazing.
It was quite a heavy moment, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
For me, again, first time, and just standing there, like, I almost couldn't even stand up anymore.
It's so uncomfortable, doesn't it?
It was so uncomfortable, the weight of it, just the weight of all those, and for me it was all about limiting beliefs, all those things I tell myself that, stop me being the best version of who I can be. So and just identifying some of those, and even since that weekend, I hear myself, I catch myself saying other things, and I go, wait a minute, that's a limiting belief. That's just
bullshit.
That's BS, right?
The Dickens process, that's what
absolutely, and it actually stops me being, for me, who God intended me to be, and the best version of who I can be. So and that was
I found the same thing. It was maybe halfway through, maybe not even that far, and I was like, I just want this to be over, because I don't want to take any more of this pain inside me. It was just bloody horrible.
Yeah, I wanted it to stop.
Yeah,
it's quite heavy, isn't it? Like it's really.
I literally thought I was going to fall over. It was just intense.
Well, because for people who haven't done it, it's an experience where you're standing up for probably an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe, and you're going through emotions and limiting beliefs that you've been telling yourself, and really diving in as deep as you can to inside to see what are these limiting feelings that I've been giving myself, and you're confronting them full on, and then you're magnifying them, and then you're magnifying them again and again till you get to, like you were saying before, breaking point where you're just like, I was crying, I know you were crying, like, and then you hear all these people screaming and just going through that emotion.
I wasn't crying.
But you're associating all these potential realities and outcomes with a limiting belief that you have in your life, and going, if I continue down this path with these associated limiting beliefs, this is potentially where it could go, and then and then he asks you to dig further and find out what is the worst thing that could happen to you in your life if you keep going and believing.
And
these
in
things
10 years' time, what does that
and
look
it's like,
And
oh my God, this this
what's
stuff
the impact on your family?
Yeah,
what's the impact on those around you?
And it's a big sense of it for me was you're facing your fears, but not in a physical. Well, it becomes quite physical in a sense, but it's not. You're not facing your fears of going bungee jumping or jumping off a plane or holding a snake. You're facing your internal emotional fears, and
I think, demons.
And I think that sometimes those things are they're a hell of a lot scarier than anything externally that you can just go, okay, well, I'm scared of heights, go jump off a plane, and that's resolved. The stuff that goes on in us day to day is pretty full on.
Yeah, it's the things in life that just gradually, slowly they build up on you and stack, and you get these patinas all over yourself, and we don't strip that stuff off us as we go, and going through a process like this where you just strip it all off and get down to the raw stuff, you feel bloody exposed too.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
I think for me it was really breaking down, and I guess for those that haven't been through it before, it was a little bit like his smoking analogy. When the process that he goes through with a smoker to help them understand why they should quit smoking, and then because you get that, it's that immediate benefit for that long term sort of downside, and it's same with eating, and that was one of the big things for me, is about healthy eating and what you're putting in your body. And the short-term benefit is you get to enjoy that food that you love, and we love food. We love our pasta, we love our salamis, etc. But but there's a short-term benefit, but we often we put off that long-term benefit. We know there's damage we're doing long-term by overeating, by
So you're giving
smoking.
yourself softness along the way.
Exactly. And what I guess what that process did was it brought forward that pain.
It brings future Rick to the now.
It does. And it's if you keep living this way,
This is where
is where you're going to be. Do you really want to be this person?
Yeah.
Like, do you really want to be...
and raising your standards, like
Totally about raising
if you have an idea of who you want to be and create that person, and I think that Tony Robbins says it quite a lot, that he had to create this person of who he needed to become. And if we're all creating these people of who we want to come and being the best version of ourselves, well, it starts now.
Yeah.
It doesn't start tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow, or I'm going to go to the gym, because tomorrow becomes the next day, becomes the next week, becomes the next year, and then you look back and think, well, shit.
Blessed time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you do the work now for that future date. And it's
For future Dan, future Marco, future Ricky.
future everyone, because that's a gift that you get to give to all these people around you that you really love and care about, and then to be able to serve people better. Especially the three of us, the things in life that we want to do is, yes, obviously be amazing and really, really awesome in business, but also to give back and to serve our community, serve everyone that we love, serve people that we haven't even met yet in the best possible way that we can. But how can we do that if we're not serving ourselves?
Absolutely.
And look, one takeaway that I had was really to, commit, focus, and get momentum. And that was one thing that he spoke about heaps, right? Is focus and momentum.
Momentum. I loved what Stallone said about momentum. Just keep going. When you've got that momentum, keep going. You can perfect it later.
Yeah.
But whilst you're in that zone, whilst it's happening,
pushing.
keep pushing through, get the bulk of it out. And then you can come back and revisit that later if you need to perfect it later.
Focus is a massive one. And we talk about focus all the time. Where the focus goes, the energy flows, I think is what you say all the time.
Yeah.
But we see it in business all the time, where people are scrambling, or they're stressed, or they're going through a bit of anxiety, and you say to them, hang on, pull back. Don't be focusing on all these other things, or don't be focusing just on the shit things. Focus on one thing you want to do now. Tick it off the list, go to the next thing, tick it off the list. Don't make your list scrambled like a scrambled egg and all over the place. Those sort of things, how beneficial are they to bring into business, to bring into our lives every day?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's the big part of it as well is about giving thanks and gratitude to yourself for co-creating an amazing life, because it's easy to look back and think about all the shit things that you did to yourself, or the dumb things that you did, or the stupid things you said to people, but you've also got to give thanks to the amazing things that you did to yourself.
Absolutely.
And for being in this place, and even going to something like the UPW, thank you to yourself for actually even going there and being there.
Absolutely.
It's a big part of it too.
Putting in the effort, it's a different experience when you first do it. For the first 5 minutes, do you just think, what the hell am I doing?
I'd love to know how much time we actually spent dancing, how much time
Moving.
we spent doing just movement.
But isn't that? But wasn't
Well,
that?
so explain
that
a bit about what happens, because
Should we do one?
just do it. Let's get up and dance.
But I mean, so I guess again, for those that haven't done anything like it before, it's really about energy, and it's about creating that energy and creating that momentum in your body. It's that positive energy, and we, for those of us that have done the UPW, even in the office, we'll get together and just go, okay, let's just thrash it out for 30 seconds, and it just changes that energy state.
Yeah.
It gets your brain firing. It gets everything going. And look, I was as cynical as anyone else going into it, thinking, what is going on here? Everybody's just dancing and carrying on. But as you understand the reasoning behind it and what they're trying to achieve in that, and then the flow-on benefits from that. Just being active all the time and keeping your body active.
It's keeping your blood moving.
Keeping your blood moving.
Because the blood is bringing oxygen.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
all the sensors firing in your body, and it just helps you, really problem solve and be able to move forward.
Being able to change your state, being able to maintain the momentum, absolutely, that's all part of it.
Well, they talk about breaking the pattern,
Yeah,
and that's one of the tools that you've got that can break the pattern. If you're just sitting there for a long period of time, it's just bringing that energy back into you.
It gives you a lot of clarity as well, and that's what I say to heaps of people if they're going through some form of depression or anxiety, and this would be a good thing to chat about as well, is get up and do something. Get up and crank some music that, even if you don't like it, that's going to put you in a different state. And that was a massive thing for the UPW as well, right? The music that they played.
They did. Awesome music.
And it pumps you up. It changes your state.
Yeah.
So if you're going through anxiety or depression, pump up some music that's going to change your state, and just start dancing. Just start shaking your ass. Who cares if anyone sees you? And if you're worried about that, do it in your bathroom so no one can see you. But we felt that.
Put the headphones on so you don't feel like it.
Exactly. And if you want to close your eyes and do it, but just as soon as you start moving, and as soon as you've got that external noise coming through, and we experienced how much that can change your state in seconds, right?
And it's contagious.
Yeah. It is.
It's hard to just sit there when everybody else is like, and you can feel it. You can feel that energy, and it does.
It's the same as laughter, right? As soon as
Absolutely.
someone's laughing around you, you just can't help yourself but start smile, and then you start laughing. It's it's the same sort of energy.
And I've found even since then, just with different meetings, business meetings, just bringing that energy to that meeting, and even you end up, they sort of go, what's going on with you? And you go, well, I've just done this event.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they will tell me about it, because, I can see it, because you've just got this energy coming out of you that you're just excited about things, you're excited about life, and, your passion just comes to the fore. And it's contagious. It's great.
And what about the so having it was obviously a virtual session.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about that?
So being my first one, I wouldn't know what it was like to go to a live event, but I found the virtual event awesome, because you can see so many people out there across the planet, right, doing the same thing and sharing those same moments.
And you had the breakout rooms, so you could connect with
and what I loved was they could just pop into your lounge room at any one point in time, and you see people there with their dogs on their laps, or they're dancing with their baby, like I was dancing with my daughter, like Sage, and you dance with your kids, and you see everyone in their home environment, and yet they still bring that amazing energy, because it's it's probably a lot easier in your own home just to kind of be a bit more relaxed and kick back because you don't have that full crowd momentum going, but you've got it there in your face.
It kind of, because I've done both, so I've done the live one and the virtual one, and I was a little bit worried that the virtual one wouldn't be the same, but at the same time, I think what the benefit that you get out of it doing it virtually is that you make yourself fully accountable. You have to be accountable for what you're doing. The one when you're live, there's so much energy. There's not in the virtual one, but there's so many people and they're all the way, the one wavelength, and they're next to each other, so it's easy to be pumped up. With the virtual one, you've got to make yourself accountable. You've got to create that.
You've got to put in the work.
Yeah, and I think it's a really great thing because you take away all of that as well. So you're already doing the work while you're at home in your home environment. Your family can see you and think, "Oh my God, what is this crazy person doing?" But it helps for them to see what you're doing. It creates that shift, right? Instead of you coming back from a 4-day crazy conference, and they're like, "No," and they're like, "Whoa, what the hell are you talking about?" They've seen that progression over 4 days. They've seen you getting up early and staying up late and going through all these things. So it's easier to slip, but into a life that it's not really unfamiliar to them because they've seen you going through it.
They can share the experience.
They can share it on the way. Like I know that your wife was jumping in the background and dancing.
She was. She loved all the little dance sessions because, for everyone else as well that's watching, so we all had UPW on our TVs or laptops. So I think you had your laptop, Ricky. But then we also had a Zoom where we were all connected, and with Luke as well, where we could see each other as well. So we were connected to each other as well as everyone else who was out there on UPW, which was awesome. And then, as Dan just said, Fawn got up there and started doing a little dance, and Olive, my daughter, would get up there and do a little dance. And Josh, we had big Josh behind the camera.
Yep. Yeah.
So for me, that was an awesome experience. Yeah, the virtual event for sure, and I would definitely do a virtual one again.
What about I found the Sunday was really amazing with the physical changes and looking at food, looking at health. Like it was challenging, packed with information too. Yeah,
so much information.
Yeah, it was 10 a.m. till 11 p.m. Sunday night, talking about exercise, movement, and dietary changes. But it went pretty quick. It was quite, amazing, powerful information there for sure.
Every day I found it went quick. Every day I'd look at you and be like, holy shit, it's 5 o'clock.
It's amazing how time just disappeared.
Yeah.
And they didn't stick to a timetable that we would traditionally stick to with, 12 o'clock lunchtime.
No.
It's like, wait a minute, it's 2 o'clock and we haven't even thought about lunch, and actually I'm not really that hungry. It was quite amazing how time just sort of disappeared. You went into another realm, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I think for me, one of the big takeouts for me around that food was around water. And I've heard people...
Speaking of which...
and I've heard people talk about, you got to keep drinking, you got to have 8 glasses of water a day, you got to have this, you got to have that. And I was like, and and again, one of those limiting beliefs I had was, after a glass of water, or any liquid, I'm full. I've never been one to drink multiple beers or anything like that because I feel full after one. And it was interesting over the weekend how, even leading up to Sunday, before they really spoke about it, they talked about keeping hydrated, but they would constantly just prompt you to take a drink. And so I had a jug of water there, and I was literally just, every time they'd prompt me, I'd drink a glass of water, and before I knew it, I was going through multiple jugs of water, and by Sunday I'm going, wow. Wait a minute, I can drink lots of water. And it was one of those limiting beliefs that I kept telling myself that I couldn't. And so on Sunday, I think I drank nearly 5 litres of water, which is insane, right? For me,
that's a good flush out. Yeah.
Well, usually I would drink a glass or 2 a day if I'm lucky.
Yeah, right.
And so since then, I've just maintained that water. And they talked about, what your cells need to survive and how the quality of your life is linked to the quality of the cells in your body, and what those cells need, and they need the oxygen, and they need the water, and and they need to flush out that waste. and what you feed those cells is really important, and not, so that they don't die, right? And so, and how the body regenerates and knows how to heal itself, but again, it needs that energy and that and the food and clearing out the waste to make that happen. And so that for me just
because the cells push waste out.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're feeding them shit. They're pushing out shit into your body, which is going to stay in your body.
And the toxins build up in your body, and you get pimples, or you get cause disease, or different things. And it was just like a penny drop moment for me.
It's exactly like what we were saying before about future self as a now self, and planting the trees 20 years ago. Do the work now, but like we were saying, you have that bit of food now, and you're like, it's okay, it's not going to matter. But then it does. Correct, because slowly you're putting all this crap into your body and creating this really unhealthy, acidic state for your body to live in. Yeah. Which is not, it's not sustainable, but it's not for the right now that it's going to be impacted. It's for you in 10 years or 20 years, which, we've all been guilty of it.
And the simple one, but the simple one is, lemon water every day.
Yeah.
We all know, like everybody knows that lemon water is a good thing to do every single day.
Yeah.
But, you do it for a little while and then you just forget. And it's
don't do it.
That information, just the full immersion and just getting it in there and just focusing in on it again was amazing.
I love the analogy of the Ferrari.
Yeah.
We're all Italians, we love our Ferraris, right? But we've all been given Ferraris for bodies.
Yeah.
Some of them don't look like Ferraris anymore, but we're all given the Ferrari, but the Ferrari will only drive as well as the fuel you put in it.
Correct.
Right. So if you go and put diesel in a Ferrari, you're getting.
Or if you're putting 92 octane or whatever it is,
right?
as opposed to premium.
So feeding your Ferrari, the things it needs to run,
which
like a Ferrari,
and that directly, correlates with whatever you put in to anything in your life, personal life, business, sports, leisure, whatever you put in as a result, you're going to get out. And I think they even said to that point, if you put in an 80% effort, you probably get out 40 or 50% reward from that. If you put in 100%, you might get 70%. So to get to 100% maximum output, you've got to be inputting so much more. Like how many times have you seen that in business and in life with people that think they're punching it and absolutely smashing it out, and the reward is shit?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's utilising, like we talked about earlier, it's utilising all of these tools in conjunction to maintain that peak state, because it's not one particular thing or the other. It's, eat well, live, have a well-balanced diet, have your daily movement. You don't need to be running kilometres and kilometres every day, but have your little routine, do your gratitude, do your meditation, give thanks to yourself as well as everybody else. Put all that into practice, and that's, you're putting yourself in the best possible seat every single day of your life.
You're putting your
and then you can, by looking after yourself, you can give to other people.
Yeah.
And that leads us on to another thing, is just learning from the best, right? So, learning from those, not only from the best, but those that have done it before.
Mirroring.
So, how you refer to the 100%, the 80%.
Yep.
If you learn from somebody that's been doing it at 60%, at best you're going to get, 20, 30%.
Yeah.
If you learn from somebody who's done it at, 80%, you can hope for about 60%. You've got to learn from the best. And so, that then flows on to, what you'll get out of it
the
as
best,
well.
the best in that industry, the
Absolutely.
best in that field. If you want to be the best, if you don't want to achieve to those sort of heights, then absolutely you don't have to go for it. But if, because I think that he was saying at the back of that if you put in what you consider a good effort, you'll get a poor result.
Yeah.
If you put in a great effort, you'll get a good result, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
But to be the absolute ultimate, you've got to put in an unbelievable effort
Absolutely.
to do that. Amazing experience. All three of us got a hell of a lot out of it.
We do.
And we keep each other pumped through the week, which is even more. We keep each other accountable.
Keep yourself
accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah. One last question we ask everyone is, what is your favourite dish of pasta?
For me, It's like a pescatore, a seafood marinara type pasta. So for the Americans out there, that's with seafood in it, not a marinara, not just a plain sauce, but a seafood pasta. That's
Frutta di mare.
frutta di mare, even a bianco one is just
the best.
amazing. Where you can just big prawns, good linguine or something like that.
Marco?
I think vegetarian pasta.
Pesto.
No, I think it would be the homemade lasagna
Yes.
or a simple
yes.
penne pasta.
Yeah.
Just simple, beautiful food.
Lasagna gets it every time. It's always gnocchi or lasagna are the two favourites.
You can't go wrong.
No.
Fresh pasta, it doesn't matter what you put in.
Homemade
It doesn't
sauce.
matter. It's pasta.
Can't beat it.
Boys, thanks for coming on. Legendary. Love you both.
It's
And
pretty awesome.
awesome chat. And keep pumped, everyone. I hope everyone gets involved with some Tony Robbins stuff or some uplifting stuff in their lives. And here's some true gentlemen with a testament to how amazing it can be.
Thanks, Dan.